Hey folks, back in the game here. In this video, we're going to go through my first return on my COMC PSA submissions. So this is going to be a little different and interesting. So here's how it's going to go. First, I'm going to show you the cards I had shipped back. These cards are shipped back because they are in my PC. I didn't think that it was probably a good time to sell them, or maybe I didn't get the grade I wanted. I'm not really sure. I've got one in here that got a lower grade, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. I'm not a crack it and resubmit kind of guy. So I really honestly have no idea at this point. But let me just show you the ones I got back. Now this is also going to include the ones that I kept on COMC and I sold and or am selling. So the first part of the video is going to be me showing you the ones I got shipped back. The second part will be me showing you the ones online. All right, so this is, I don't know the number of cards submitted. I will put that on the screen and I'll probably put it in the thumbnail. But at this point, I don't recall. So let's do this reveal real quick. And I'll talk about a little bit why I submitted some of these, etc. Okay, so this is a Caitlin Clark. I think like 90% of these are pulled from a pack by me, just so you know. This is a Caitlin Clark. Okay, so this is a Caitlin Clark Silver Prism. This is out of Prism Monopoly. It is in the Fever uniform, and it is a rookie card. I'll put the current value up on the screen. I'm going to keep a lot of Caitlin stuff, but I'm going to sell some too. Regardless of that, this is not the time to sell Caitlin, in my opinion. I'll wait till the season starts back up. She's healthy again if I decide to sell any. So anyway, that got a 10. It's a very nice looking card. All right, next. So a lot of these are going to be Caitlin, just so you know. Okay, so this is a Prism Draft Picks. So this is a Prism Draft Picks. This is also a silver. It's an insert new recruits. And that is a 10 as well. So that's Iowa uniform. Next is, this is Prism. This is WNBA. So this is Fever uniform, although it looks a lot like a Iowa uniform. Rookie, insert, fireworks. And that got a 10 as well. You'll notice a pattern here on the ones that I sent back. Okay, so this is a PC card. I'm just, whenever I see a John Elway card for a decent price, I buy it and I slab it. These will stay in my collection, essentially forever. And, will probably be passed down to my youngest son, who's also a Broncos fan. All right, so that was a 6. I think the highest I have is a 7 maybe, but I've got several 5s and 6s. Someday I'll have all of them. All right, so there is a Cooper Flag first Bowman. Bowman Chrome U, first Bowman. I had several of the parallels of this. None of them were anywhere near good enough to send in for grading, so I just sold those. Anyway, that is a 10. This is a straight PC card. This is a Bo Nix Optic Preview, the pink version, and that got a 10 as well, which is cool for me because a lot of these Bo Nix PC cards that I've sent in for grading have actually, gotten 10s. And when I'm sending them for PC, I really don't care. I get it that in the long run, it's better for me, it's better for my family if they are 10s and they, whoever in the future sells them, it's unlikely to be me, it's unlikely to be, I don't know, probably not my kids, maybe their kids, who knows? It's better that it's a 10, right? But for my personal collecting, taking away the money aspect, I don't give a rat's behind. I don't care. I like cards for my PC and I'll just keep them. That's all. So this one is a super disappointing card. I think it looks great. I think I thought it was going to be a 9 when I sent it in. Unfortunately, I got an 8. I do not know why it got an 8. I cannot find anything wrong on this card that I can see. So I don't know what I'm doing with this one. You know, if I sold it, it's way less than the grading fee. This is if I didn't say it, a 2022 Bowman Mega Box Mojo first James Wood. This is another example of my just buying prospect cards, sticking them in a box, and in 2 or 3 years going through them and pulling out the ones I know the names, right? I started back collecting in 2023. I probably went back and bought some 2022 Bowman Chrome Megas. I had absolutely no idea who James Wood was at the time. I don't know if he was like a huge prospect at the time or not. I honestly don't know. I do know that I didn't know anything about him and I stuck him in a box. And I think James has a huge future in this league. So I actually PC a lot of his cards. I don't know what I'm doing with this. It's probably going to my PC, but I don't know. All right, so this is a big one. Okay, so this is a Clark Prism WNBA. It's not actually a variation, but it's the variation pose. It's actually a regular card. It's just the non-action pose. This is an Orange Velocity rookie, and it is a 10. When I sent this in, there was only one other that had ever sold, and it sold for $625. These are down in the 400-ish range right now. I suspect that if I waited until the season to sell one, it would probably be way up there. I don't know if I'll sell that card or not. That may just be the one big one that I keep of hers. All right. So this, also sitting in my prospect box, a numbered James Wood Mojo First Bowman. I mean, holy moly. So that's numbered to 225. It's an aqua, and that got a 10 as well. So this is a super nice card, probably staying in my PC, but also it's fairly valuable, and he's in a Padres uniform, so maybe I don't keep it. I don't know for sure. All right, so this is a Prism Draft Picks. Okay, so this is a Prism Draft Picks. Caitlin, rookie, Iowa uniform, and that got a 10 as well. All right, this is another one, same card, also a 10. And this, another Elway rookie. This is a bit more off-center than the first one, but I thought it had better corners. However, it's a 5, so I don't know. I don't know what the deal with those two are that they got so low. I know it's hard to get cards in that age range. Great grades, so. Anyway, not worried about it. I'm just going to add it to my stack of Elway rookies. Someday I'll show those on video. All right, so now we're going to go into the section where I'm going to go through the through COMC essentially and show you my, the other cards that I got, what grades that I got, and the sales on those. So stay tuned. Thanks.
All right, folks, so we're going to go ahead and go through the COMC portion of this reveal. It's not going to be quite as dramatic as the first part, just because, I'm sure I could figure out a way to do it, but I'm not really going to sit and figure out how to cover part of the screen that I'm recording and reveal it to you. So I'm essentially going to flip the card right away, because I'm going to go straight to where it resides. All right, so this first one is a one-piece card. I think almost everything else in here is not one piece. It's sports. I'm a kind of a big one-piece fan now. I'm really getting into it. I very much enjoyed the anime. I'm almost halfway through it, I guess. And I really enjoy the cards. The full arts are pretty amazing. This is a PSA magazine exclusive one, and I pulled it straight from the magazine and sent it in. I think I sold this one, but I cannot find a record of the sale. So I don't know. I think it was like 175-ish, maybe. Oh, you know what? So this was probably an earlier submission that I just included in here and never revealed. And I think I had it sent back and I did sell it. Hang on, I'm going to check my eBay account. Now that's interesting. I can't find the sale. I can tell you that today one sold for $310 and another one sold for $300. So, you know, I don't know. I assume I sold this, and I assume I sold it for sub 200, but it's a you know, one piece cards are kind of exploding right now. So at any rate, I don't know exactly what that one went for. Sorry, another one piece card. This one is while it does say or while I did pull it from a PSA magazine, it was actually a card that was put out in a set as well. I didn't know that, and I sent it in. So I think this sold for something like $40. Kind of a dumb move by me. I didn't check into the card. I thought everything from the PSA magazine was PSA exclusive, but I was incorrect. Anyway, it's a very cool card of Luffy. I think I actually opened some of these treasure booster sets, and I have 2 or 3 more of these since then. But they're really cool looking cards. All right, next. Okay, so this is where we're sort of going to get into the reasons I didn't keep these or the reasons I sold them online. So this is a Caleb Williams optic. I didn't think it was perfect when I sent it in. At the time, Caleb was not quite exploding. I think if I'd have waited to sell this one, I probably would have got more for it. Let's see. I sold this for $16, so I lost money on it. In modern cards, it's possible to lose money, not fairly easily, but you know, easily. That's why one of the important things that I always kind of preach is send in a bunch of cards at once. I have no submissions to PSA where if you average out everything that I've sent in, that I'm upside down. None, not one. In fact, I don't have any, I think, where I'm less than double what I paid for them. Part of that is because I send in cards that I pull myself. I don't have that upfront cost that a lot of people who, you know, flip cards do. But the other part is, you know, some of your big cards are going to get 10s and they're going to pay for a whole lot of it. Like, just for instance, I sent in a Anthony Richardson silver prism that got a PSA 10, you know, back when he was super popular. I sold that for $550. It covered that entire grading on that set. Everything else was profit. That was actually profit. Some of that was profit, and then everything else after that was profit. You know, that card's worth nowhere near that today. So anyway, my point is, you know, if you've got one really banger card, send it in. If you've got one okay card, I wouldn't just send in an okay card and expect that, you know, if you get a 9 or a 10, you know, it's going to be, you know, you're going to be super positive. That's if you're, so another part of this is, you know, you have to look at it as if you're trying to make money on it, or if you're, you know, what you're trying to do on it. What my goal with these is I try and send in enough that whatever extra I get, it covers the cost of the PC cards that I also sent in. I don't send in a batch without PC cards. So earlier in the video, you saw those John Elways, right? So those were $23 a piece. So this obviously will have covered all of that. You know, my next submission is going to have a couple Wembies. It's just gonna, you know, when I'm looking to get extra, and you know, obviously those ones I'm selling that I'm not PCing are for profit, but I like to cover, make it cover cards that I'm going to PC, I guess is a good way to say it. Anyway, so this one, you know, lost money on this. All right, next one. So this one I was really hoping was gonna gem. This is a Caleb Williams Teal Velocity. I actually pulled this on the day I sent that submission in, so I had to sort of rework everything. A 10 in this would have been several hundred. Let's see, what did we sell this for? We sold this for 75. So, 3 times grading cost, which is pretty great in a 9. All right, next. So you'll notice there's a bunch of Caitlins in here. You saw the Caitlin 10s that I had earlier. The rest of this is going to be the Caitlin 9s and 8s that I got. I didn't get one base Caitlin discard 10 back, which is super disappointing. I would like to have had just a base regular Caitlin Clark PSA 10 sitting in my collection. Doesn't look like that was going to happen. So anyway, I sold a bunch of these just to kind of get my money back. I'm not interested in keeping, I like Caitlin. I'm collecting some of her cards, but she's not like my main PC or anything. So I'm not going to keep the 9s and 8s that I get, right? So let's see what we got on this one. So this one sold for 48. So double grading cost. Here's a 8. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like about 14 bucks. And then we have a 9 Monopoly. All right, so that sold for 24 bucks. Made a whole $1 on that one. All right, so here's a Caleb Williams 9 rated rookie holo. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one either. This is a frustrating part of COMC is some of their downloadable lists and things are just they're not easy to work with. I suspect I sold this for, under 20. All right, next one. So this is a silver PSA 9 of that card that we saw earlier. That's the Orange Velocity. So this is a silver and it sold a 9 and it sold for 145 at a PSA 10. That's a big card. So unfortunately, I only got a 9 on that one. All right, so there's a Cooper Flag First Bowman 8. Looks like that sold for 12, so we lost money on that one. 8s and 9s on modern cards, you're probably losing money on it, unless the card is an expensive one to begin with. There's a 9. That one sold for 20. Then we have the Clark Kaleidoscopic. Really wanted a 10 on this one too. This one probably would have been the PC one out of all of them. But unfortunately, we got a 9. So this one sold for 48 as well. All right, so we have a base Clark. That one sold for... that sold for 14. And then we have another base Clark here. That one sold for 12. Another Clark. Let me see if I can find that one on here. This one, it doesn't make it real easy to find which one is which. And I have a bunch of the same cards there. So hang on one second. That one looks like 33 on that. All right, next we have the Deep Space. That one got a 9. Looks like that sold for 21. And this is the other one that I really wanted a 10 on. Unfortunately, we got a 9. Let's see what that sold for. And that one sold for 48. So in a 10, that would have been a really banger card. Even though it's Hawkeye's uniform, it's a nice parallel. People love the red ice. I like any ice parallel. All right, so next one is one of these Pope Leo cards. I got 10 of these just because there's a lot of Catholics in the world. I do not care anything about the Pope. That's nothing that interests me. But I knew that, Topps Now cards grade well. So anyway, I sent that in, got a 10. I've got several more that are 10s. That one got $35. All right, this is a PC card. Just one of the cool Jordan inserts. This is 95 hoops. This is after I'd stopped collecting the first time. This is just a PC card. I have no idea what it's worth. I honestly don't care what it's worth. It's just a cool card that I wanted slabbed. There is a Lamine Mall Tops now. I just got this one back, so I have not sold it yet. I would imagine this is probably in the $50 range. All right, so this one, well, I put it on the wrong sort of background, I guess. But this is a 2023 Topps Now Acuna. These are some of my favorite cards ever. It's just a cool card with him holding the base. It's his 40/70 card. I have 10 of these. I've slabbed probably 5 of the 10. I've sold 4 of the 5. I've got this one up for what looks like $76. If I sell it, I sell it. If I don't, I don't. I'm going to keep at least 1 in a 10. It's a super cool card. People like it. All right, here's another PC card. It's a 96 Ultra. It's kind of an insert type card. It's not, but it's like an insert. And it is, just a cool Jordan card. So that's in my PC. I don't know what it's worth. Probably $10, $15. Okay, so this is Shohei Ohtani. This is a PC card. This is Beam Team from 2021 Stadium Club Chrome, actually. That's a PSA 9. That's a PC card. But let me check to see what those sell for. I don't know. All right. Looks like, $30-ish on that. Anyway, fine with me. Maybe it'll be 130 in 15 years. Who knows? All right, here we go. This is a pretty cool little story. So I got, I don't know if you've seen it, but Target has these boxes they put out by Excel, puts the boxes out. Who's the people that supply Target with cards. And it's essentially a bunch of packs that didn't sell. They put them in a little box with a bunch of other packs. And they, sell them for like $15 to $17. So in one of those packs was an opening day fat pack from freaking 2017. I bought this in 2024, maybe 25, but I think 2024. Anyway, I pulled out an Aaron Judge opening day rookie card. It says fielding there. I guess maybe in the comments below if you know what that's talking about. I don't know that there's any other opening day card except this one, but maybe I've just never seen it. I'm not sure. All right, so it looks like the last one that sold yesterday, and it sold for $130. So this is about a $130 card right now. It's obviously not his most desirable rookie card or anything. But Judge is a generational talent. It's cool to have a card of his. I imagine one day this will go to a friend. All right, so this is actually a card that is in my wife's secret PC that she doesn't know about. I just happened to see a Joe Thomas rookie card autograph sitting on COMC. It wasn't super expensive. I bought it. I graded it. It got a 9. Who cares? No, it got an 8, actually. Who cares? It's in her PC. It's just in a slab to be protected. Probably a $20 card around there. This card is shooting up in value, in price. So during the Olympics, this was the when they won the championship. This is it's a picture of his famous pose, the quote unquote 9-night pose. These were, like all Topps Now cards, they're like $8.99 if you buy them full price. On the site, I got 10 of them. I have graded 3 to 4 of them. I sold a couple in the $30 to $50 range. I got this one back the other day and I looked it up, and these are selling for about $130 now. So I've got this one up for sale for about $130. So anyway, that's it. That's my big 38 card PSA submission broken up over a couple of different ways to look at it. So you can send in cards to COMC if you don't know about it. I have a video in the works. I've just not done it yet. Lots of people have videos on COMC. It's an online selling platform that you sell the cards and then list them, and they do the selling and the transfer for you and all of that. You can buy cards there as well. I just giving and selling my cards over the past couple of years, I've made about $5 grand-ish. So 0 of those cards in this video did I actually pay the grading fee for. I paid it out of store credit from selling cards. So I did pay it, but I didn't pay cash, right? So it's store credit sitting there after I sell cards. I use it to grade cards. So that's one of the big advantages of this. I will tell you that I put in $100 to begin with. It costs some money to ingest the cards when you sell them. I've never put in a penny since then. I've bought hundreds of cards. I've sold thousands of cards, and I've graded hundreds of cards. Nope, I've graded 38 cards so far. Sorry. But I have many more that will be graded. I've also cashed out about $2 grand out of there. You know, if you've got cards in the, I would say 5 to, you know, whatever range, and you don't feel like dealing with it on eBay, send them to COMC. Check it out. It's a pretty good process. Anyway, I'll do a video on it. You can check it out. I appreciate you hanging out. I enjoy making these types of videos. I love PSA reveals. I watch pretty much everyone that gets posted on eBay. So if you've ever put one up, thanks. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.